Welcome to the weekend. Happy Saturday, everyone. So I'm going to give a quick daily update, run you through some of the shit that's going on at the moment. We got stuff popping left, right, and center. Everything looking really, really good. So let's run through what's going on, what I'm looking for, and kind of my expectations. So and there's a couple of things I want to cover off in here. Number one is that obviously at the moment it seems to be kind of the mid caps that are taking the driving seat. We can see XRP doing ridiculous 25% moves for today. For now, looking like it's not stopping, it's not slowing down, it's just continuing. And this has been building. We've been speaking about this for a while. I spoke multiple times on streams about saying how I really, really like this setup, and I really like this level as the key one. And getting past that was such a big thing, and we can see that obviously this weekly is delivering on that promise entirely. So up to 41 cents already, 25% on the day for XRP, and like I said, for now it doesn't look like the end is in sight. So as you can see, just looking through the list, we've got a couple of spots of red, but largely we're in ultra green territory across the board. So let's take a little look into some of these that I think are maybe still lagging behind or have got a little bit more to go. So TRX is one of them. I think that TRX is still going to put on the burners through this region and make a move to the upside, a significant move to the upside. And the reason that is number one, that the daily is now into the region that has always been the area to overcome, which is this. This was the fucking lockdown area. Right, they didn't want price going above here, so rejection, like fucking 300 rejections in this region, but here we are now above that area, right? So really, really important. And then secondly, in this region itself, we actually came back down and retested this. So if you look here, this is that daily level, and we just got the retest here and the big bounce away. So for me, this seems as though it wants to continue pushing this upside, and that we know that TRX can just do what XRP is doing, right? It doesn't need much to just go and do what XRP is doing. I've covered this off in the group as well, but if we take a look at the BTC pair for TRX, which I think is actually quite important considering that LTC potentially gave you a signal to entry utilizing the lower time frames down here with this triple divergence across the bottom, and potentially not the classic divergence we'd look for with no break of the 50 level, but we do have a significant slowdown in momentum through this region. And then if we take a look at the TRX pair, right, we can see here clear daily divergence, triple down the bottom, and now starting to impulse away on that green candle. So, this is exactly what we'd be looking for. And so we're looking for the push higher. We're looking for the legs up from here. So for me, like really, really attractive position for TRX right now. I don't think it's kind of like, I don't think you're FOMOing into anything. I think you're catching the start of a daily divergence play out. So I really like the look of TRX. So I've been going on about that for a while. The other one is BNB. I think BNB is primed to go towards all-time highs. I've said that before and was slightly incorrect in the timing, but I'm going to put that out there again now. So there's something I want to look at, which is kind of the primary reason that I identified the lagging setups that I was speaking about yesterday on Twitter, and the way that I identified those setups. And basically what I'm utilizing is the daily RSI and momentum. That's what I'm using to identify some of these potential setups. So BNB is a good example. Look at the consolidation here around the 50 level, okay, and the consolidation in price. And we know that any drive up, okay, any green day up is going to start this chain reaction process. All right, so when we have a 4-hour push, we have a 12-hour push, we have a daily push, and we start then ticking the momentum positively. And once we get that set up, we've seen it on other things like ETH, like BTC, where we then get the momentum rally. Okay, so BNB is in this position where we're not missing anything, nothing's happened yet, but we are in a position where as soon as this daily crosses 50, which it is now, right, and breaking to the upside, breaking out of our consolidation, we're now looking for the impulse. We're now looking for the strength to come through. All right, so that's number one, right, BNB. Another one of these is Algo that I was talking about, all right, and we can see here perfectly on Algo. We've got double confluence through here, so we've got our diagonal line through here that's respected really, really well. We had the breakout of that yesterday, and exactly the same situation on the RSI. hovering below the 50, confluence of a diagonal breakout, gives us the momentum push, pushes us above that 50 level, gives us the breakout point. Algo's even cleaner as an example, because essentially we've got this all the way across here, which is the exact consolidation, right? So we've got double confluence. We say breakout of diagonal from this consolidation, breakout of RSI in terms of momentum for consolidation, looking to attack the upside. So again, in these situations, my primary goal is now not closing these positions until the daily is overbought. Because I'm playing this based off the momentum shown and the indication shown on the daily time frame, and I'm therefore looking for the impulse and continuation to the upside until we reach extended conditions on the daily. So I hope you can see that, right? This 50 level, very important, and the daily interaction with the 50 level to determine when a consolidation or a push may occur. So Algo, very good position. Atom, another one, right? Exactly the same shit. Resistance level through here on the daily. Here's that consolidation under the 50 again on the daily. Right, consolidation here, waiting for the impulse. Now, when I posted these last night, these hadn't yet popped. They hadn't yet popped out of this consolidation pattern. Now they are. Right, now we're seeing some of this starting to pop to the upside, which is exactly what we want to see. We're seeing this breakout, this pop, this momentum. Let's go for another one. ADA. Exactly the same shit, right? Clear daily resistance level through here. Clear consolidation point on RSI. Breakout, momentum goes. Second day follows it up with an even nicer candle at 8%. Okay, very, very good. Very good positions. So we're going to go for another one. Let's delete this. Let's go for another one in here. Let's go for theta. Okay, daily diagonal, right? And this one, we're really early. We're really early. Consolidation, 50 level, looking to pop up. Okay, momentum looks as though it's coming through, and so we would want this daily now to close green, close up here, and then continue that momentum towards all-time highs. Okay, so a couple of points of confluence, like we've got for what asset was it? Algo, diagonal, break, consolidation under 50, looking for the breakout, looking to push the upside, get that momentum, push, okay, and then continue. So clear here, right? OMG, another one, exactly the same. Daily resistance level through here, consolidation on RSI, right? Momentum. Push. So all displaying similar things. So when I went through my list of TRX, Algo, Atom, there's another one as well. What's the other one? What's the other one on my list? Theta. Theta was the one, right? So Theta is the one that's lagging still in regards to everything else, right? Theta is the one where I am now looking at really ramping up size in anticipation of this breakout event. Let's take a look if there's any others just while we're on here. Zach, another good example, right? Exactly the same. Consolidation around this midpoint, momentum looking now at pushing through. Daily resistance level, good confluence regions. So we've got daily resistance through here, right? This momentum here around the 50 looking to impulse away. So another good opportunity potentially on Zach. SXP, similar position, right? Less consolidation, but similar position. 50 level here, looking at pushing through the 50 level. If we do push through the 50 level, there's no resistance on this till 140. So again, another huge potential markup on here of 20-25% if SXP starts to go heavily. So really nice looking setups across the board. All right, really good looking stuff across the board. And like we said, the majority of this seems to be happening right now on some of these mid-cap coins. Okay, so I hope all of that makes sense. I hope the way that I've been utilizing the momentum and the anticipation of breakout points has made sense. And there's one more thing I want to cover off here, and it comes to closing down a position, and it's something I want to bring up. And we'll use the screenshotted charts for this, and we'll use this now as the reference point. So what I want to do is I want to show you like where you shouldn't be closing positions, where you shouldn't be closing your positions, and where instead you can actually use this as an indication of where momentum is going to come from. So let's use this Tron example here. okay, here. And what you would have done is, like, you would look at this and you'd say, shit, I'm nervous about a divergence here. Higher high on this leg, lower high here on RSI. And remember what kind of we say, two things. This is unconfirmed, it does not confirm anything. And RSI is a measure of momentum, secondly. So when we see a situation like this, we can actually anticipate the fact that price is going to move higher. It's a little bit like magic, because the reason that we anticipate price moves higher is because this would be an incredibly odd divergence to lock in. From even if you have a limited understanding of the way that RSI divergences work, you would understand that this divergence down here looks very strange. We don't usually have an RSI divergence of this angle and this degree, okay, against these two highs. We don't have this sort of, like, you know, 45 degree, is that right? No, that's not 45 degree. Whatever it is, 60 degree angle through here, right? We don't usually have that, right, down on the RSI. It's usually a lot flatter. It's usually a lot flatter. So when we see Tron like this, right, and again, this is the situation here. No, I want one candle. I just want that one. Can you just give me that candle? No. Okay. So, you know, like you would look at this here, and you start to begin to think, oh shit, maybe this is going to div here. Maybe this is going to div. And actually what it does is it shows you that momentum is probably still coming. It's still building. It's still in effect. Because like I said, we don't see divergences of that sort of angle. That's not what happens. Divergences are very often like this. Small changes. So actually, and some of the guys will know this because I've spoken about it for the last few months, I've actually been working on ways of trying to take advantage of setups like this. So what this is actually doing is when I look at this high and at what originally would have been the RSI down here, right? I'm actually looking at how I can take entry into positions like this immediately, because I'm just playing against the fact that I know it's not going to make a divergence and it's going to push higher, and can I take advantage of that situation? So I hope that makes sense. Like, I'm basically looking and saying, this is not a div, but it's representing a higher high. I know this has to push higher, right? I'm anticipating that this has to push higher. And that's what we're seeing now on Tron, all right? Which is why I took this screenshot at the time, because I wanted to show this concept. I wanted to show this thought process. Another one here is Algo. On the 4 hour, similar setup, right? So we can see here's the high created here. And already we've started pushing higher on this 4 hour. Okay, you can see here, right? And so we know that this tight angle down here is not going to be a divergence. It just isn't going to form a divergence that looks like that. And so in this situation, we know momentum is coming. Momentum is going to push. So if we take a look at Algo now on the 4 hour, I haven't actually looked at this yet. Right? We can see momentum is pushing. And even in this situation here, okay, we know that this isn't going to make a div. It's not going to do this. And we know it's going to continue. Right? We know the momentum is still here driving this up. So some really interesting ways and different ways of looking at RSI through regions like this. Anticipating the fact that there's not going to be a divergence versus waiting for it. So taking what we understand about the market, which is strong momentum, moves to the upside, and when we have something that looks like it might diverge, understanding that the market conditions, number one, don't support that, and secondly, that the angle of the divergence is too extreme. It isn't going to lock in and look like that. Like with the Tron example, right? It's not going to look like this. And so we can actually play into these moves as they're moving like this. So I hope that makes sense. Have a wonderful day. Lots of opportunity out there. Be careful. Do not get over leveraged into positions like this. We've seen lots of savage sell-offs. So don't over leverage. I remember what we discussed this week in the 5-minute charts about looking for entries. Just move with the trend. Look for those entries on, 5-minute consolidation breaks, 15-minute consolidation breaks, and play the next legs higher. All right, that's if you're scalping intraday. So I hope this was beneficial, and I hope you took something away from this. Enjoy the weekend.